If your child under the age of 18 came up to you today and said, "Mommy, Daddy, I need your permission in order for me to get a gender transition surgery," would you approve of it? I was headed to the park to do this interview, but due to the rain, maybe this was how it's supposed to end up happening, I decided to delay it until today. And today is November 5th, voting day. There is literally no better time to ask this question than today. And so I'm gonna go to a voting site and see what these people think.
This is called the land of the broken bones of the Soviet Union. My name is Jawbone. I might be the fish in the, because maybe you messing with the land that belongs to God's creatures. It's possessed. So whatever they got going on, they got to make forth change.
Excuse me, I am making a video. Would you mind answering a question for it?
Sure.
Yeah? Okay. How are you doing?
Stand up so I'm looking more professional.
Okay, first question would be, do you have children?
I do not.
You do not. Okay, it'll be a hypothetical question, okay?
Okay.
So the question is, like, if you had a child and they were under the age of 18, and they came up to you and said, you know, "Mommy, I was told I need your permission for gender transition. Would you give me that permission?" What would you say to them? Would you help them?
Oh, I would absolutely help them. Absolutely. And if I would look into, do all my due diligence and reach out to the experts. And and then along with my child, I would make the appropriate decision.
Okay. And with that being said, is there like an age you would not feel comfortable doing it, or at really any age you would want to help them and support them for what they want to do?
I think I would have to say at any age, I must take their feelings and thoughts and, tendencies seriously. I think, because I do believe that, children can know at a relatively young age. I think it's something you should certainly look into and pursue.
Okay, and then the final question would just be, who are you voting for in this election?
I can't say that because I'm a nonpartisan poll monitor.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that. All right, well, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate you taking the time. Thank you. Hey guys, would you also like to answer a question for my video? You guys feel comfortable? I'll ask you then. I'll get you in the video if you don't mind. So, hi. So can I ask you first question, is, do you have children?
I do.
How old are they?
31, 30, 19, and 17.
Okay, so it'll be like a question, a hypothetical a bit.
Okay.
Let's say your child was under 18 still, and they came up to you and said, like, "Mommy, I need your permission. They told me I need your permission for a gender transition." How would you react to that, and would you approve of that and help them?
I think that we would have to get some counseling first and figure out if that is something that they really needed. And if that is something that they really needed, then yeah, I would support them in that.
Okay, and would there be an age where you wouldn't feel comfortable at all, no matter how much they would want to?
No, I do think that trans people are real and need to be supported.
Okay, and the final question would just be, who are you voting for in this election? Are you able to say?
How old are I?
Yeah, this is the Kamala section, so I guess the answers kind of represent that. Just so you guys know where I'm doing these interviews, we are in St. Petersburg, Florida. It's a red state, but there are certainly a lot of areas such as this that are largely Democrat. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Go right in here. I'll get down a little bit. Is that cool?
Yeah.
All right. First, I'd ask you, do you have children?
Yes, I have a beautiful 14-year-old daughter.
One daughter, 14. So then the question is, if your daughter at any point under the age of 18, for instance, she'd come up to you today and say, like, "Daddy, I need your permission for a gender transition." They won't do it without your help. What would your reaction be? Would you support that, and would you help them do it?
A stranger or my daughter?
Your daughter. Your daughter.
My daughter? I'm behind my daughter, whatever she wants to do, 100%.
So if she feels that she wants to do that, you would support her?
Of course.
And would there be, even at 14 years old, is there a limit? Is there something that's too young? How do you feel about that?
No, 14, that's, I would, if a 14-year-old, my daughter, that's, she knows, they know.
So you agree that, at 14 years old, she would be mature enough to make that decision to get gender transition?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much for taking the time. And who are you voting for in this election?
Harris.
Who?
Harris.
Harris? Okay. Thank you very much, man. Have a good day.
Take care.
Thank you.
I'm a YouTube fan.
Okay. So, hi. The first question,
My name is Taffy. What is your name?
Toma.
Hey, Toma.
Do you have any children?
I do.
How old are they?
In their 50s.
In their 50s.
Yes, they are.
Then we'll pretend they're younger, okay?
Okay.
Let's say your
I have
daughter...
grandchildren.
Okay. Any person, like any one of your children, come up to you under the age of 18 and say, Mommy, I need your permission for gender transition. They won't let me do it without you. What is your reaction, and will you help them do it?
I absolutely would help them. I would accept them where they are and do everything I could to support them.
Okay. And is there an age that you wouldn't support it anymore because it's
Yes.
too young?
Yes.
What would that look like?
Nothing under 16.
So if they were 16, 17 and said, Mom, can you take me to the doctor and get gender transition, you would help them?
It's a little iffy. Probably at 16, depending on how all their lives they've been telling me how miserable they are. Yes, I want to support them, but not too soon.
Okay.
Not at 5 or 6.
But like 16, 17.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
And then our just last question, who are you voting for in this election?
Kamala!
Kamala Harris?
Come on, baby doll. You got to win. I believe you're going to win.
I think a big defense mechanism of Democrats when, Republicans say, you guys support gender transition under the age of 18, they're not adults, they can't even consent, this and that, is they then say that's not actually happening, no one's getting surgery under the age of 18. And if that's the case, if it's really not happening, then the only thing protecting their children is a system, not even their parents. Because as you've seen by a lot of these interviews, almost every one of them that vote that way support under the age of 18. First off, I'd ask you if you have children.
No, I do not.
You don't have children. Then we'll make it a hypothetical question, okay?
Okay, sure.
Okay, so one day you have a daughter or a son and they're under the age of 18.
Mm-hmm.
And one day they come up to you and they say, like, Mommy, I need your approval for gender transition. They won't let me do it without you. What is your reaction to that? Would you help them and support them in that case?
Well, first of all, what I would do, they would already know much about that before that age.
So you teach them about all that stuff, the gender
I would just
transitioning?
say that what is moral and what is not moral, okay? And that's our problem, is good versus evil, morality in our country, in our families. So I would raise my daughter, raised her up as a Christian, and I doubt that she would really have that issue, but if she did, I would get her a lot of counseling. 99% from what I've studied of people who would like to change their sexual orientation or do lean towards a gay lifestyle, 99% have been sexually abused by a family member, by a friend, by a neighbor, and they do need to seek counseling. I can tell you right now, there is no gene in your body, it's never been proven there is a gene in your body for homosexuality, okay? So it is environmental.
So back to the question then that you need to answer. They're under age of 18 and they really want you to help them get gender transition. What are you saying to your daughter or son?
No.
Okay, thank you. And you're voting for Trump, right?
Well, of
Look at
course.
this shirt.
Of course.
Okay, thank you very much.
And it's too big to rig.
Too big to rig?
Yep.
You think so?
Too big to rig.
What's up, man? How you doing? Doggy.
How are you?
Good, good. First question I ask you is, do you have children?
Yes, I have 2.
How old are they?
40 and 38.
So then for this video, we'll pretend they're younger, under 18 years old, okay?
Okay, I have a stepson who's 35.
Okay, so let's say your child is under 18 and he or she came up to you and said, Daddy, I need your permission for gender transition. They won't let me do it without you. What is your reaction? Would you approve of it? And would you be the reason why they get gender transition?
Absolutely not. I'd tell them to wait till they're a little older and they can make a better decision.
Why do you feel like you wouldn't want to support them with that?
Because they were born this way, and that's the way I think they should stay.
Okay. And at what age would you feel possibly comfortable with them doing that, if anything?
21 to 24, maybe even a little older.
Okay. And are you voting in this election?
I am.
Who are you voting for?
That's a personal question.
Okay. I think we kind of get the idea. I'll record you, but if you don't want to answer, you don't need to.
Okay.
So first question would be, do you have any children?
Yes, I do.
How old are they?
I got a 22-year-old, a 10-year-old, and a 13-year-old.
Okay, that's good for this question. So if any of your children that are under the age of 18 basically came up to you and said, like, Daddy, I need your permission for gender transition. They won't let me do it without you. How would you react to that? Would you approve of it? And what do you think?
I wouldn't approve of it. think making a decision of that magnitude is not right because they'll probably be regretting it when they get older.
So is there an age limit where you would possibly accept it, or just all in all, no?
When they get old enough to make their own decisions, probably at least, I would think 21.
21.
Yeah.
Okay. And with that being said, are you voting in this election?
Yes.
What are you voting for, if you don't mind?
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump? All right, guys. I have come to a conclusion with all the interviews. We've had many different political views, sides. Some people more passionate, some people less passionate, more strict, more lenient. Personally, myself, if you are going through this where you might want to gender transition, you're having these thoughts, I would just say be patient. Me as a kid, before I moved out of my parents' house, before I went to college, before I found myself, I was angry, hateful, didn't like my family, didn't get along with them. I wasn't a happy person, and you know, as soon as I gave myself the chance to enter my own space, leave my household, and make my own decisions, that's when I found myself as a person. And I know gender transition is a much bigger issue, but it goes on the same lines of just finding yourself and giving yourself a chance at a different environment that might affect your decision. Maybe you're at home and you're having issues and your parents are this or that, and you just don't feel accepted. At least give yourself the chance to turn 18, leave the house, and see how you feel then, because this is such a crazy decision that people are making. It was unheard of many years ago, and now to just kind of jump the gun on something because you know you are a bit younger and you want to do something because it's stuck in your mind and you see it happening in the world, it's too big of a decision to make before you know exactly what you want in life. Final thing, I'll ask you, if you are a person under 18 years old, what kind of parent would you want? Would you want the parent that lets you live your life, lets you make your own decisions even though you might not be mature enough, but gives you the space to allow you to do as you please? Or the parent that makes the decision for you until you are 18 years old and you are able to make it for yourself? That's what I want you guys to put in the comments. Speak out. You guys are young, you have parents, and your parents may not align with you, you may not align with them, but they will affect you, and it can change your whole life the way your parents think. So speak out for who you are, for what you want, and for how you think, because we are the future generation, and we may not be voting yet, but the way we turn out will literally depend on the people voting, your parents.